welcome to the very last of the series of How I Got Here. We're talking about how I got here, the financial series, taking you through my financial journey on how I have been able to navigate my way to building my property portfolio, where I started from, what are the key principles that got me here, what was the plan, what am I doing going forward, all of that good stuff. So welcome to today's episode. I'm super geared to what we're going to be talking about today. Looking at taking it up a step. Now I know for a lot of us it's not news in terms of getting successful and the rest of that. There are a lot of things that you already know, but what I'm talking about here is more about, okay, just not being okay with the norm, not just settling down with I'm doing fine, I'm doing okay. We're talking about actually taking up the step further to actually doing amazing. We all should be doing amazing in all as in every sphere of life you are. Good and average is not good enough. Just being above here. I always say to kids that you don't want to be a mediocre. You want to do amazing. You want to be excellent in all you do. And then, of course, with everything you want to be happy. So that is very key. But what I want to talk about today is how we're going to take it up a step. We started off the series talking about my financial journey, how I started off from a child, really, the key principles I had. What are the things that my parents instilled in me? You might want to ask, and then obviously talking about how I grew up, what my childhood was like, how I then navigated from that to relocating to the United Kingdom, navigating the job market, being able to pay my bills and do all those amazing stuff, to then obviously being an entrepreneur, and lastly, okay, how am I actually standing out in my world? I'm very very thankful to God to what I've achieved, but also I'm not too humble that I cannot acknowledge my own successes. I am constant. I go to many places, and a lot of times I'm probably the only one of my kind in that room, and that is I mean, in different forms. Sometimes I'm the only young person. Sometimes I'm the only black person. Sometimes a lot of times I'm the only female. Because if you don't know, welcome. My name is Toyin Ayondare. If you're just joining them this for the first time, I'm a UK property developer, so a female property developer, as you can tell, and I am in the space where they are mostly it's mostly male dominated. So yeah, I just want to share more my experiences being like, and how you might be able to sort of navigate the world in whatever it is that you're looking to do. So we've been talking about how allowing ourselves dream, allowing ourselves aspire for more. We always talk about how you actually overcome. Are you set up the overcome the challenges, set up yourself for success, what your vision board should look like, taking that risk, taking that step in the first place, how what getting on the move, also talking about how you can keep the move going. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how you take it up a notch, how we step it up, how you get yourself on that pedestal that you see and always aspired and looked and admired a lot of people. How do you get on that stage? How do you sort of get yourself on? Because it's okay. I mean, the assumption is right now your life is going good. You're able to pay your bills. You meet the necessary. Everything is going fine, and you not necessarily in need of money, but you also know that there is more, and you know you can do more. You can leave great footprints in the sand of time. That's what I'm talking about. So if that sounds like what you're interested in, then let's go right into it. The first thing I want to talk about and what's helped me is I have learned to be very flexible. And very flexible means being open-minded as well. I've come to realize I do not know it all, and I've also come to realize there is no one size fits all. There is no one way of doing things, and so what definitely think you need to imbibe is the fact that you've got to be flexible and open to ideas, open to other people's opinions of how to do things. It is very important. Don't ever feel stuck up and feel like, oh, well, I've got it going good and that's it. Because the moment you do that, you shut everything else out. You shut ideas that could help you make the next £1 billion. You shut out things that could help you to actually get happier. You shut out other people. I think through this series, I've always said that there's no, there's I mean, the day we stop learning is the day we die. There's no one person that knows it all. So always be flexible, that you can change your plans, you can adapt your plans, you can adapt things. Once you learn of a new information, don't just shut it out and say, well, that's not how I do it, and then that's it. It's very important that you're flexible enough to change the way you do things, change the way you see things, the way you think. Very, very important. There's just be flexible across board. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is being opening. Obviously, when you're flexible, what would happen is you would have opportunities that will come up. Open yourself up for to opportunities, because once you're flexible, the next thing that happens, there are opportunities that will come your way. So opening up your opportunities. Don't say there is no such, because if I think about my life, and obviously when I started off and I relocated to the UK, I was holding up my McDonald's job. I could I went into a space that actually I'd seen a lot of Nigerians, so they looked like me. They seemed that they had walked the same path or journey I had done, and it was going to be very comfortable to just stay there. Because and actually, a few of the people that I knew, they were quite forceful. This is what happened. This is what you have to do, and they were just selling ideologies of what they felt like this is the only way. This is the max we can all get to. And I easily could have just said, well, that's it. But or because I was flexible and opening myself out to opportunities, when I did see things that were working, even though it was risky, I was able to take that step. Okay, so once you're flexible, you opportunities will come your way, and you'll be able to come out of what you currently know to something better. Remember, we're talking about taking it up a step. Taking it up a step means that things are going to have to change. And I realize that as human beings, the one thing that we always sort of engage, change is a constant thing, but that's the one thing that human beings generally just don't like. We don't like to have change. We don't have to like to have things change around us. We sort of fight it. So be flexible, that opportunities will come up. Be open to the opportunities. Lastly, I also believe, and I think this is one of the things that's helped me, and probably why I'm on this platform talking to you now, is I've always believed in helping others. Give a helping hand. You are on your journey, and I always say this: your 10% is someone else's 100%. So don't ever be afraid to help someone else on your journey, in your life, whatever it is that you've achieved. Someone is struggling with that. Whatever success you have is currently someone else's challenge. So never be afraid to share your journey, share your story, help others. But guess what? When that happens, I'm not saying do it because of that, but when that happens, you open yourself, or people know who you are. A lot of you get now know who I am just because I've started. I was opening up. I was talking about what I was doing. I was sharing. We run what we call Icon Academy. And Icon Academy is about helping people get on the property journey, understanding property investment. It started off just because I was always open to helping. It's not as though I actually wanted to do it, or there was it was always in the plan. It was never on the plan, but I loved doing what I am. I loved helping. I would spend hours on the phone talking to people about property, how they can get on and how they can do the rest of it. And before I knew it, I realized there was a lot of demand on my time. Icon Academy then was born, and Icon Academy is currently a six-figure business. Now, I would not have been able to do that if I had, one, not been flexible. I had also not opened myself up to opportunities. And definitely, if I had not even thought about helping anyone, I would never have known I had the gift of teaching, or helping others. I would never have known that there were people out there that needed my help. So please, always, whatever it is you're doing, I'm not necessarily saying do it because you're expecting something in return. No, just do it because that is good. It helps you, and it puts your work. It just helps everyone else. If we are all closed up, the world would be such a sad place. So please make sure you give a helping, and it will definitely bring you great returns. And in saying that, understand that there's room for others. There's always room for everyone on the top. Just the same way you are looking to take up a step, the truth is someone is making room for you, or you are stepping into a space where where people are already achieving, people are there. If it was closed up, you would not be able to get in. So when you understand that there is always room for others. One, it means that when you have an idea, you're not afraid to ask those that have gone ahead of you for help. You're not afraid to say, "Oh well, this sounds like a great idea. I've been thinking about starting up this app, or I've been thinking about getting this property. Can you tell me?" Because if your mindset is there's always room for others, there's means there's always room for me. And if there's room for me, it means I'm not afraid to ask you, "Well, can you show me the way?" Guess what? Some people will say, "Well, no, 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 rest of that. That's fine." But I never have that as my mindset because I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, well, a lot of people are in property, they don't like to help." Or I hear people say, I just found that black people don't like helping. Hey, where do you get that from? We put off some of the ideas in our mind and assume and box everybody into that situation. I see people on a day constantly they're struggling with things that I have been successful at. Guess what? I am able to help them. I can help you, but I can't help you if I don't know if you're seeking for what I want. So never be afraid to ask. Once you know that there is room at the top for everybody, I won't say everybody. There's room at the top for others. You also would teaching yourself that if I need help, I'll go ask for it. I mean, it's on anyone else if they decline and do not help me. But also, I know that I'm helping others as well. Remember what we said is give a helping hand, knowing fully well there's also room at the top for you. And then lastly, this is the most important thing. And I actually had a one-to-one session with someone today, and it was asking about getting on our mastermind program, and he basically said, "Can I check with you? Is that you always talk about vision board? Is that on the mastermind? Do you talk about this on the mastermind?" I was like, "Yeah, we actually do." What we do, we have a great session on mindset, and because mindset is the most important thing when you're looking to go take it up a step, because a lot of times as kids, as we grow up, life and circumstances have knocked us down a few times such that we've come into a shell, and that shell automatically cages us up such that we're not looking to explore and excel anymore. So what you want to do is never let fear stop you. Never let fear stop you. It doesn't matter what has happened in the past. Don't let the past haunt you so much that you're so afraid to take the next step. Do not let fear stop you. Could you take a step and fall or fail? Absolutely. But hey, you get up again, and you get going again. It's not as easy as I said, but it's something you practice. As the more you practice and you see it work, the more confidence you get about doing this, because the moment you let fear stop you, your dreams die off. Your dreams die off. And I have definitely imbibed this in my journey. There are times I've bought property deals that didn't work, as that wasn't as successful as I wanted to. I've applied for jobs that I got told no. I've gone to stages where I felt like I started too much and I didn't deliver as I wanted to. There are loads of things that I've done that could allow me just go back into that place of comfort. But guess what? There is no success in that place. The way you can be successful, the way you can take it up a notch, the way you can take it further is to break that barrier, to break through. It's called breakthrough for a reason, right? So the only way you can actually do that is to keep going. Don't let the fear stop you. Never stop trying. Never stop aiming for the best. Never stop gunning for that dream that you want. And guess what? I believe you can. I know you can do this. Because I am, and like I always say, I'm still on my journey. I'm constantly working on my mind, giving myself affirmations, keep going, making myself go further. And I'm very, very hopeful that I'm very sure in a year's time, by God's grace, I'll be joining. I'll be doing sort of this live. I'll be telling you guys. Remember when I did this? I talked about this. It's very possible. It would happen. It will definitely happen because I am constantly practicing the things that I'm talking to you about. Really, I'm not giving you textbooks answers. I'm telling you things that I'm constantly doing. I get knocked back, I get up again. I get knocked back, I get up again. I get told no from a particular lender for one of our property for our development sites. I move to the next lender. I don't just give up. I'm not. There are loads of times that it would have been easier to give up. It would have been easier to say, I can't do this anymore. It would have been easier to accept defeat. But I know that I cannot. The only pathway to success is to still continue on that road, that road, that path. And so, if the moment you turn around and say, "Well, it's too much for me," that's it. You're back to square one. You're back to where you are. It's comfortable there, but there's no success. There's no standing out. There's no excelling in that space. You want to keep on that path because you know you will definitely strike gold if you keep going. So never let fear stop you. All right. It's been a lovely, lovely, lovely five series. We've been talking about how I got here, what my journey looks like, my financial journey, how I built my multi-million pound property portfolio, how I went from earning minimum wage jobs to actually building a property portfolio without any trust fund, building it all from scratch. And I've just been sharing the key principles that has helped me on this journey. Hopefully, in a few years' time, I'll be sharing with you how I went from whatever to multi-billion pounds portfolio. Who knows if that's my aim? I'm not telling you what exactly I'm aiming for, but I'm just saying or it might be something entirely. It may not even be a financial journey. It might be something entirely different. But I have absolutely loved delivering with giving you the little nuggets I have. And if this sounds really good to you, guess what? I am also one of my target this year, I'm always happy to say one of my target this year was to reach 100,000 people. And so one thing I would ask of you all is help me get my message out. And the way you can do that is one, share my live videos, but also if you have groups, religious organizations, churches, anywhere that you think will be valuable, I'm more than happy to give my time to free to just talk to people about what they can achieve. So please drop my name out there, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Tony is happy to share this goodwill message. It doesn't cost you anything. So yeah, I'll be more than happy if you can do that. Thank you for tuning with to stay with me all through this five series. I hope you found it of great value.